Hi, I'm Jeremiah Proffitt.
And I'm Chandra Proffitt.
And this is Atlas Proffitt. And welcome to another episode of Proffitt's Resurrection Land Cruisers TV. So you might notice something a little different about me. I've got these things, broken leg, but don't worry, no Land Cruisers were injured in the breaking of this leg. So I'm gonna hobble around the shop and see what's going on and talk to the guys, and Chandra's going to
feature this sweet 1985 FJ60 restoration.
So tell us how things have been for you since Jeremiah hasn't been here.
Man, it's been so nice without him here. Like, easy breezy, like everything's just like going smooth. It's been great. Oh, he's standing right here. I didn't see him.
Why are you here? Aren't you supposed to be at home?
No, there is no home. There's only Land Cruisers.
With Jeremiah not around, he's not over my shoulder hovering, trying to micromanage every little thing that I do, and that has been kind of nice.
Outside of that, how's it been?
It's been great. We're getting our work done.
It's hard to believe that, I don't know, 2 months ago, this thing right here was a complete total loss. This 80 series hit a K-rail concrete road barrier thing going 75 miles an hour. Like left front quarter, almost square on. And the owner, this is how crazy Land Cruiser people are. We love our cars so much. Even when something catastrophic like that happens, we feel like we owe it to the car. I mean, he thinks the car saved his life, so he owes it to the car to save the car's life. And so we fixed it. I mean, the insurance company said, you know, no, everybody said no, but we fixed it. Of course, it's got a new frame and a whole new front clip, and the impact was so hard that it broke the power steering pump off the engine, did some damage to the gears that drive the power steering pump. We had to pull the engine apart and change those gears out. Internal engine component damage because of a front end collision. That's how bad it was. All the airbags. But anyway, it's looking cool, and this guy is so happy he's coming a week from today to pick it up. Back on the road, saving Land Cruisers. Thanks to Eddie and Bob. Yeah. It looks like pinstripe is all that's left.
Why don't you tell us how it's been around the shop without Jeremiah?
It's been boring. Without him around, there's not anybody to tell you what needs to be done, so it kind of gets boring.
Do you miss him?
That's debatable. I haven't missed much, you know. Normally, I gotta call and talk to him anyways. It's hard to track him down here, and so
Has it been easier to find him since he's been laid up at home?
well, now he's on the phone more.
Oh, it's been harder. He at least answers his phone all the time now, so that's been great. Whenever you have a question, just call him, and he answers. Kind of nice.
Did he not answer his phone before?
It was a lot harder to get a hold of him or track him down because he was always on the phone when he was here at the shop. So you know, it's just easier now. But
Do you miss him?
I don't know about that.
Oh, I see mounts being cut off. The grinder is a good sign that the LS mounts are gone, and soon there will be a Cummins, and I see the Cummins there. This guy's gonna be so happy, I'm gonna take a picture. Everybody says the Cummins isn't big enough for an 80 series, but they really are. I have a Cummins 6-speed auto in my 80, and it is adequate, but with the 8-speed auto, they're awesome. So that's what's going in this. Here's another sweet one. Got pushed out, so we didn't get to talk to the guys working on it, but FJ60, and we've refinished this in cement, if you like that color. I think it's an awesome Toyota color. Pretty much stock other than that. Stage 2 restoration, so change the color. It's gonna get a sweet interior. Check out this engine compartment. Has anybody put this much love into a 2H? I mean, it's a great engine, no turbo, so a little laggy, but now it's the nicest looking 2H on the planet, I'd wager. Pretty cool. So even though at life-risking peril, as I try to hobble through this treacherous death zone on crutches with almost no skill, to see DJ's cruiser, because he has something cool in there. Let's go check it out. DJ is our summer employees. DJ and Sean work here in the summers. They are both students at Western State College locally, the college that my wife and I both graduated from, and they're awesome summer help. And DJ's a cruiser head, and has been for a long time. He built this thing, how long ago?
2 years ago now. Finished it last summer, at least paint body was finished here last summer.
This is the problem with Land Cruiser people. He finished, did you hear what he said? He finished it last summer, but now it's all tore down again because you never really finish. Everything has to be modified again and again. But he's doing something that, I don't know, have you ever seen one of these in a 40?
No, I've never seen anybody 4x4 swap any of these. I've seen like 3 swaps total of this engine.
So DJ's doing something cool that may have never been done to a 40 before. Let's check it out. Oh, don't lean that hood against. Oh, ah! Ah!
Hey, I have the OEM bumper that went on the roof cap on there. So that way it doesn't go into my
you get 7 out of 10 points for that. But
7 out of 10 points.
This is cool. He is mocking up an LF4.
Yeah.
Tell us about this engine.
So this is a 2016 Cadillac ATS-V engine. It's a twin turbo V6 that makes around 500 horsepower, about 500 foot-pounds of torque. It's mated to it's a 2016, mated to a 8L90 right now from factory. And I believe I can get that to mate to an Atlas T-case, which is going to be going in here pretty soon.
Come on, advanced adapters, get it here quick. Sweet, well this is going to be fun to see. When you get this all running and driving, we'll come back and we'll film it. And as a first ever done by anybody engine swap on an FJ40 that might be super cool. You know, we love these cars. In fact, we love all vehicles. And so every once in a while we see something that just shouldn't have been done. And that's why we like to say, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You guys see this? This is a big engine. This is bigger than the one that we just saw in DJ's 40. It's an LS3 and it's also been modified for even higher fuel and more horsepower. And I don't know what it's putting out, but it's probably close to 500 horsepower. And it's a heck of an engine. So why this itty bitty radiator? Stop thinking that an FJ40 size radiator, that's what this is. This is just an FJ40 replacement radiator. Stop thinking that an itty bitty radiator can cool a big V8. We learned probably 20 years ago when we first did our first 350 swaps that you had to put an awfully big radiator in an FJ40 to get it to cool any kind of a V8, especially these newer engines that are designed to run hotter and have more horsepower. You gotta go with the biggest radiator you can possibly fit under here. Don't buy those kits that say that they'll cool your engine. They won't do it. There's no radiator this small made anywhere that's big enough for surface area and volume of coolant to cool a V8. Best thing, 27 by 19, 28 by 19, GM style radiator, preferably a double pass. The hard part is that nobody makes a mounting kit. You do have to custom mount your radiator if you do that, but stop putting Land Cruiser radiators that are meant to cool a 135 horsepower engine in front of a 500 horsepower V8 or even a 350 horsepower V8 because it's not gonna work. Stop it. By the way, that's why this car is here. Owner would like to have it, just bought it, decided to drive it. It's a cool truck, but he can't even go around the block without overheating the engine. This baby's getting replaced. Week or two, then he'll be able to drive his car, but it should have been done right the first time. Stop it! Stop it! Don't forget to tighten that pivot arm nut.
I like leaving them loose until like just after the first
We
test
shouldn't
drive.
even be here right now.
We shouldn't come back.
We shouldn't even be talking to Roy. When it's time to tighten the pitman arm nut, you don't want to be distracted.
I'll tighten it up.
Speaking of LSs, this one's
Right
getting
now.
an LS.
Yeah, I'm just waiting on the motor
I
to
think
get
it just
here.
showed up.
Really?
Yeah, there's a semi out front and they were unloading it. He said
Oh,
end
man.
engine. Could be one
waiting.
of,
It would have been perfect last week, but I got most of my stuff ready. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to get that together.
Yeah, this guy's excited to get this car to California and do some surfing. So we are putting an LS in this one. Can't make everybody happy. Let's keep, whoa. These two look cool. Atlas,
Gonna make some noise.
what color is it?
Okay.
That's the sound of somebody not dying. A massive crash with no steering. So here is a Stage 2 Plus 40. None of these will be leaving the shop after this one. Remember, nothing but stage 3s from now on, but turning out really pretty. I love the sky blue. And right next to it, a stage 340. That's that early tan that not very many people use. So Toyota had 3 tan colors over the years. They had an early one they called, I've seen Coronado tan or Coronado beige. I've also seen people call it Colorado tan, but it's actually Coronado tan. And they used that up until, I want to say 74, and then in 75 they came out with Dune beige, which is super close to that, a little bit grayer. And then Dune beige went from 74 to 79. In 1979 they had both Dune beige and Desert tan. Desert tan is the yellower beige that you see on FJ40s from 79 through 83, and some FJ60s. That's the first time we've ever painted the early Coronado beige or Coronado tan, and it's sweet. That's the color we're gonna roll out some more, I think. Let's go check it out. So this is a 70 or a 71 FJ40, I can't remember, but we're doing the right things to it, keeping the Toyota DNA, but modernizing it a little bit to make it more like a 76 or a 77. It's got disc brakes in the front, of course, a 2F engine so this would be an earlier 2F engine because it doesn't have provisions for power steering pump. We've got an aftermarket power steering pump mount, and of course AC, the 4-speed transmission. This will be really drivable, mostly stockish 71 FJ40 when it's done. It's good to see some 40s in here. There's so many 60s and 80s if you look around. 60, 60, 60, 60, 80, 80, 62. 240s. Well, somewhere there's the one that lives with those fenders. That's not a Toyota color. Maybe we'll save that one for the next episode.
Why don't you tell us a little bit of how it's been without Jeremiah here?
It's kind of like a Club Med type vacation, but instead of chilling on the beach drinking drinks, we're chilling working on Land Cruisers. So it's been good. He calls in every morning, so we still get the direction we need when we need it, and we're doing our best to be productive and not have any problems and keep everything running smoothly. And it has been going really good.
Do you miss him?
Oh heck yeah, man! All the spooning and all that fun stuff you get to do when he's around. Yeah, just everybody misses him, I think.
It sucks.
Why does it suck?
Because now everybody comes to me.
You're not a people person.
Do I look like a people person?
So we're supposed to find out how things have been for you since Jeremiah has not been in the shop. How's it been for you since Jeremiah's been gone?
I signed an NDA. I can't disclose that information. It's confidential. No,
Okay.
It's a little easier, but also harder at the same time. Like certain things, but other than that, business as usual.
So you might notice something about this FJ60 that's different, and that is that the paint scheme's a little different. Well, that's because we went with a flat dune beige on this guy, and we complemented that dune beige with some accent work that's a little different than what we normally do. And I'll let Eric tell you about it.
So we decided to do a little bit of a different thing on this one. All the accents have this shiny and matte combination. So what we had to do with this specific stuff, since it's all chrome and plastic, primed it, and then what we did was paint it shiny first and then taped everything off and did the matte after. So it's really subtle, but it makes a big difference from, just spray painting them or route counting them in your driveway. So we went from a satin black to a shiny black on these bumpers. Really brings the whole front end together and just makes everything pop.
So on the front of this Land Cruiser, you're going to see our first ever, what we're calling a PRLC off-road low profile FJ60 front bumper. For years and years, we've been content to use the ARB bull bar on the front of these because they're a sweet bumper and you can't beat the price. But a lot of people are wanting kind of a stealthier look, and so we decided to go ahead and design an off-road looking front bumper, but that doesn't have any tube work, that also tucks in nice and tight. So this is our first attempt at that. There'll probably be a version 2, but hopefully we'll have them available for all of our builds and the public soon. And of course we've tucked some Baja Designs S2 auxiliary lights in the front bumper to enhance nighttime drivability. You'll also notice that we've followed Eric's pattern on the gloss and matte accents with these Street Lock FJ60 wheels that we built. They've got a gloss black beadlock ring that is removable with the satin black powder coated factory FJ60 wheel. And even the hubs have that gloss black center and the matte black outside. A lot more detail work in this. but those details matter, they count, and they stand out. So under the hood of this FJ60 is a sweet, almost all stock engine compartment. It's got a 2F engine that of course was professionally rebuilt and cosmetically restored. We've powder coated lots of the pieces so that this thing stays beautiful and lasts and lasts. It's got aftermarket fuel injection, which is a really popular option here. I still prefer the 3FE fuel injection to aftermarket, as I do any OEM over an aftermarket accessory, but this fuel injection system runs pretty sweet. And this engine combined with the 5-speed transmissions behind it is gonna make this actually super fun to drive. Not for me, because I can't drive with a broken leg. In fact, this is probably one of the only Land Cruisers that's ever gonna leave here that I don't personally get to test drive. That's sad to think about.
The inside of this FJ60 is pretty bougie. We installed a new suede headliner. We covered all the seats and doors in high quality leather. And of course it's got the PRLC Tuffy box with switches and wireless charging. In the brand new dash, we went with the high-end single-din stereo system. And to keep the rear passengers secure, we added rear 3-point passenger seat belts. Of course, under all this new upholstery is brand new carpet and Dynamat. One of the cool new things that we've added to our FJ60 restorations is new interior lighting from Baja Designs. And the custom 3D printed mounts for these lights will soon be available in our PRLC solutions on our website.
How cool is it that Louisiana has a plate with black letters? I mean, and then almost the background of the plate kind of matches this. I'm glad this guy lives in Louisiana has it. We have to have it move. Anyway, we did our standard PRLC dual swing out 60 series rear bumper and gloss black like we said this time. And it's fun to open because you get a view of some more of that gloss and flat detail work that Eric did on the emblems of this car. And then of course in the back, that light that Chandra pointed out. But the rear version, everything's more cumbersome with the broken nut of the interior light. Pretty sweet. One more thing that's different about this rig, all the black zinc. You know, you normally look at our FJ60 and 40 restorations and there's lots of gold and yellow zinc. Well, black's an option too. And this black zinc just goes with the theme, ties this whole thing together. I really wish I could drive it. Super bummed. Maybe I'll lay, will you drive it, Todd, while I lay in the back?
Sure.
All right, cool. Let's go. Since we purchased the equipment to spray 2-part polyurea spray liner, it's pretty much standard on all of our 60 series restorations to go ahead and shoot the rockers in the bottom 3 inches of the rear quarter panel. 2 more accessories that you can see from the side of this vehicle are the PRLC 60 series rock sliders, and of course the Easy On K9 roof rack. You know what, this is the only Land Cruiser that's ever left the shop without me driving it personally, and that's BS. So at least I can go for a ride. Jenny's chauffeur. Yep. So you've got to drive this home once or twice, right?
Twice. I love it.
I'm so jealous. And I can tell already that this is like peppy and good, and I love the sound of the exhaust. I could charge my phone if it was dead just by throwing it right there in the center console.
Oops.
You just started in 2nd gear.
I did.
That's good. Ford couldn't do that with most engines.
So how does it drive?
It drives nice, smooth, it's peppy and it goes. It's one of my favorites.
So you gotta tell us how it's been without having Jeremiah around.
I don't think I'm allowed to say.
Bob did.
It's fantastic. It's perfect.
Do you
it's
miss
wonderful. There's certain things, but things have been smooth, man. We're just cooking along. We can still get him on the phone, so it's really not that much different than he's here because he's always on the phone anyway. Right?
Gunther said he doesn't have him hovering over his shoulder though.
I don't mind the hover. He can watch me work all day. It makes a lot of guys nervous. I give a less.
Thanks again for watching this episode of Proffitt's Resurrection Land Cruisers TV.
Watch all of our episodes for the best content in Land Cruisers on the internet. Also, check out our Instagram @ProCruiser, Facebook Resurrection Land Cruisers, and the website resurrectionlandcruisers.com.
That's a wrap.
Daddy broke his leg.
He broke his leg?
Yeah.
How did he do that?
He fell off a ladder.
What was he doing on the ladder?
He hit the ground.
What kind of car is that?
One footer.
And what kind of car is this?
One footer.
They're everywhere, huh?
What kind of cars do we not like?
Jeeps.